right, so I don't think I've done a video on Home Depot, but if I have, this will be, kind of an update to that. But as you can see, I've marked it up just a little bit in the past. But before I start talking about Home Depot, um, I appreciate you guys for watching. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. Hit that notification bell so you can get, be one of the first to know when I'm dropping some new content. And again, what I do here at this channel or on this channel is I seek to empower people by teaching them, how to chart data, how to interpret the data, and use that data to make informed decisions or more informed decisions. And those decisions may impact something like voting or an investment or whatever. But of course, this isn't investment advice or anything like that. I just do this, for fun. I enjoy talking about the markets and uh, especially looking at price action. But check out my latest course, chartsandpriceaction.com with By the Hood University. We dive deep into the nuances of price action and some tips on practical psychology. If you have any other questions about any of my other offerings, check the description box. But you can also leave a comment for me or send me an email, lance at bhcapitalenterprises.com. But let's get into Home Depot. So this is Home Depot's monthly chart, of course. And back when I started to mark this up, I don't remember when it was, but I'd identified that it was trading pretty much in a channel, in an ascending channel. And then it had started to kind of taper off and kind of go range bound. And you can see that Home Depot has been falling since December. So I was speaking with a guy in the comment section on a video before about his thesis on um, home builders and basically this industry that Home Depot is in and um, shorting this industry. And so one thing with me being mostly technical based is tend to um, I tend to uh, get a little biased. So even me, when I preach to not be as non-biased as possible, and I can kind of lose sight of some other things that could come to the forefront and change the narrative, not only the fundamental narrative but the technical narrative. So uh, the guy had a wonderful thesis, and but my thoughts on information being priced in um, was that, hey, this thing has been falling since December, pretty much along with the rest of the markets, and at that point Home Depot was already down almost 30%. And so I was kind of looking to see if Home Depot would possibly pop. So um, not necessarily that I was thinking that the narrative in the markets would change, but one thing that I didn't think about was these leading indicators that can have an impact on these companies. So leading indicators like building permits, housing starts, retail sales, things like that. That's kind of how um, the markets can get a pulse on those lagging indicators that come out, after the fact, like interest rates and GDP and things like that. So I have to apologize to that guy, censorship, for sure, because I gave the wrong information on thinking that certain things have been priced in already. So housing starts, building permits, and things like that can give you an idea ahead of time on things that are coming down the pike in terms of the economy and how things are performing. So you can use that to kind of get ahead of or get a head start on, how the economy is looking. But from a technical perspective, um, Home Depot, uh, well, we had the conversation on this candle here. And I remember telling the guy that I think that there would be some great opportunities on this one to short it on the pops. And so what happened was this month of May, Home Depot was sitting right at the lower end of the channel, this channel on the monthly chart. And so really it's just sitting inside of a demand zone for now. So what I'm going to do is draw another trend line, and I'm just going to bring this down a little bit and put that there. So really Home Depot so far is just sitting in a demand zone. And so far we got a breakdown of this range here. So not only has it broken down um, from this range that it had been in for quite some time, so several months, but it's also fallen outside of or falling outside of this ascending triangle, or not triangle, but ascending channel. So if things continue, and one thing that prompted me to make this video was watching the numbers come out on tradingeconomics.com and seeing how just terrible those numbers were on housing starts and building permits and things like that. Like the numbers were terrible. It was like bleak um, when I was, watching those numbers being reported this morning. So with Home Depot, so far Home Depot is down. Let's see, I think it's down. I want to say 35% from its highs. So definitely, for sure, it's in a bear market, along with the rest of the market, or with the broader market, I should say. So if this area doesn't hold, so I want just understand that there's still opportunity to the downside here. Uh, as in my opinion, of course, this isn't investment advice again. But Home Depot could come down toward under 200, eventually. And keep in mind this is a monthly chart, so really I'd be watching to see if Home Depot closes below this lower blue trend line in the month of June. And if so, there's a possibility that it could keep falling. It could also, kind of retrace, seeing as though this is a little demand zone here between these two trend lines. But for now, um, demand is here, but we're looking for confirmation. So um, we would need this candle to pretty much stay as red as possible for the greater possibility of it continuing that down move. So me personally, I like to try to uh, short pops. So we'll see how the weekly chart looks in just a second. But so that's pretty much sentiment from a technical perspective over the long term. So uh, coming out of this demand zone and confirming this as supply is one of the key ingredients needed to in order to continue this downward move, and really just continue to pay attention to the leading indicators. So the ones that came out today, um, and for now we expect that these numbers will continue to be bad, but at some point they'll get not as bad. And so when the markets start to see, okay, it's not as bad as we thought it was going to be, then things are kind of getting toward the bottom. Um, in my opinion, of course. But so far, those numbers aren't looking so good. They really aren't. And so, okay, let's take a look at this weekly chart and see. All right, so weekly chart, we see this week so far the candle is outside or below this demand zone that I talked about on the monthly chart. The clear bearish move again since December. And it looks like it's doing a little bit of ranging here on the weekly chart. So the current range over the past several weeks looks like it's pretty much trading between about 305 to 310 area. So I would say really 300 to 310 on down to um, about the 280 to 270s area. So it really looks like this week possibly um, Home Depot finally broke this range that it was trading in on this weekly chart. And let me see what I can do. So it was trading in this range from about we'll say 310 to 280 roughly. And I'm gonna see if I can change this color so that it'll stand out a little bit here. So it's gonna do some dumb stuff like that. All right, so it's not gonna let me. All right, so I hate that. All right, so just pretend that this little area is yellow like this here. So that's pretty much the range there. So on a weekly basis, I'd be looking to see if the price closes below 280, and that gives the possibility that it can continue, moving down. And um, in that case, give me a second. In that case, we're looking at a potential measured move on a shorter term basis now, shorter term, for the price to go to about 250, 250s maybe. So let me just do a price level there. I didn't mean to do that. Price level here, and we can say we can make that our target on the weekly chart. All right, so that's a possibility on FedEx. So they're not FedEx, but Home Depot. So if it's able to hold below these areas, then it's only a matter of time before 250 comes to be. So I think there are likely some buyers that will be sitting there, but we don't know for sure until it gets down there and we can kind of see what's going on once the price reaches that area. But again, be paying attention to those leading indicators and how those leading indicators can impact certain companies in the markets. And I gave you the technical picture as far as levels to keep an eye on and things of that nature. But if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section or hit me up on social media. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.